What is your name and where are you from?
Uh, my name is Ben Winstead, and I'm from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, about an hour east of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Awesome. And how did you originally hear about my website?
Just surfing on the web, looking for piano lessons or looking to learn a song or so, or two, and then I called you. And as soon as I got a hold of you, I was like, "Wow, this is the guy. This is the."
Awesome. Yeah, so 15 years. That's you're the longest member so far that I've actually talked to. Um, what what did you like most about learning from my method?
Just how easy it is to read it, and you go through each song and you break it down in sections, and you're not too fast. You don't do it too fast, and I can slow it down if you are going a little too fast. I can slow it down.
Yeah.
Just your teaching,
Thank you.
yeah, just actually absolutely nothing negative to say about it. Really, I can't even give you a pointer to be honest with you, and I normally can.
Yeah, well,
Can't
I
even-
mean, sometimes, Ben, I do go a little fast, and I know I do, and I apologize for those times, but I realize that I do that sometimes. I'm constantly pulling on myself not to go too fast, but I know that I still do sometimes. What makes my method different from other online piano lessons?
From other online lessons, even if they teach well, all you can do is look at the hands, which a lot of times I can get it that way. But because of the board and how you write it, it is perfect. It is literally it's like reading guitar tablature.
Yeah.
So it's that's what it is. The way you teach it and the songs. And I mean, I do like classical music, but most of what I want to learn is in the rock, country,
Sure.
or blues,
Yeah.
uh, 70s and 80s music, and you just I don't I mean, most every song I want to learn, you have on your site. Most every
Awesome.
song.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. And I now something I've done from the very beginning is when I learn to play something, I want to give people what is actually on the album. If somebody gives me a version, hard request, or whatever, I want to do exactly what they're doing. I don't want to do a watered down version. I don't want to do something that's kind of like it or kind of close. I want to, as best as I humanly possible, I want to let you play exactly every note what Jackson Brown's doing in a song or excuse me, whoever the artist is. So, and none of the other teachers I've kind of gone out on a limb in that way because they'll put melody in the right hand all the time, which once in a while I'll do that if somebody wants it. But mostly, by and large, all my lessons are what the artist is playing on the album. So, have you noticed that? Do you appreciate that? Do you even care about that?
No, no, I love that the fact that you do it just like the record. And if someone like me with Just Once, the way you did Just Once the first time was fantastic, like the record. I was like, wow, but now I want to sit at the piano and play it the chord melody because I can't sing like James Ingram. So now I'll have both options.
Who can?
Yeah, and man, the way you did the chord melody was, oh my God, man.
Thank
Now,
you.
so both, you do both. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I prefer the record, yeah, but when I want that chord melody, like I wanted it for Just Once, you nailed it. You nailed
Right.
it.
And that one works. And what I try to do, Ben, when I do that, I try to write it in a way where you could easily just leave, parts of it out and still sing with it so that
Yeah.
it'll work either way, so I'm always have that in mind. So, and I really try to make it not sound like elevator music, which vocals are hard to do that sometimes because the voice can do so many things that we can't. The guitar can get pretty close to those vocal things, but not, piano has trouble sometimes. So I try to give you something that's, sounds cool, not like elevator music, but then it's also where you can sing with it too. So it kind of works both ways. And so many people would thank you right now. I've had so many comments that they love that song with the melody in there. And like I said, I would have never picked that. I mean, I love that song. I grew up with it. I remember listening to it, but because you requested it, now you get to learn about all these other people who also wanted to do that, learn it the way that you wanted me to do it. They get to learn it too. So I feel like we're all, kind of a family here, an internet family.
I'm glad you told me that. That's great.
They are. And I'm trying to get people to send me videos and they're afraid to do it. Everybody's so shy, but I know that if they just recorded it, put it, that it would encourage people if they could see someone at least attempting to play part of it because we're all on a journey. Uh, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with my lessons?
10.5. I mean, they're not 10. you are a 10. Your teaching method, the piano tablature, man, I'm gonna look, and there ain't but two or three songs that you haven't done. Of course, I haven't hired you for them, but
Yeah.
I hope somebody hires you for "Awake" by Josh Groban,
Okay.
or I hope you do George Michael. One more try. One more try. I think I'm not sure. Don't quote me, but I think it's in 6/8. But I'm not sure. It's not in
Okay.
4/4. Not in
Yeah.
4.
Well, who knows? I'm gonna do this till the day I die, as long as the Lord lets me do it. And I'm having so much fun doing. I appreciate the 10-5. For me, I'm gonna always give myself a 9 point something, just because, or even lower, because I feel like there's always room for improvement. I can always get better. And so I'm trying to improve myself. I'm listening to the feedback I get from people and trying to make those changes. Some of them I can't do right away because it costs money to do website changes if someone wants a particular thing. But I do listen to the comments, and I do try to get better as the years go on. Um, would you recommend a family member or a friend my website? And if so, why?
Yes, I would recommend. In fact, there's someone I work with now that's taking piano lessons. He's a beginner, but I would definitely recommend you to someone because, like I said, the way you teach, anybody can learn from you. Anyone, I mean, from ground zero or advanced, it doesn't matter. And it also gives you another way. Why another way of learning other than just your traditional sight reading, which is great if you want to do that. It is great,
Yeah.
but offer you offer both. You offer so I would recommend you to anyone, definitely, hands down. You're the best. You're definitely the best teacher out there, and your method is the best.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna. I mean, I'm hearing all these things. It makes me feel really good to hear everybody say good things about me. But anything I have from the Lord, any talent I have, He allowed me to do it, and I'm a servant, and I'm just gonna keep a servant's heart every day. I'm serving you guys. Yeah, I charge for the lessons because I got to, because it's my living. I wish I could do everything for free. I have people every day go, why do you charge? Why do you charge? Why don't you just do this, for free, whatever? And I can't. But I still feel like a servant, and I love serving you guys and helping you in your musical journey. And also love that you're sitting there with a guitar, because I grew up, music is all around me, and you're like my son. He can't talk to me unless he's got his guitar in his hand. In fact, he can have the conversation better if the guitar's there. Right? It's like he can't even. I'm trying to talk to him, and he keeps looking at the guitar. And I said, "Go ahead and get it, put it in your hand so we can have a conversation." But you're among friends here at our house, and I want to offer this to you. And this is not just blowing smoke here. Saying, if you're ever in the Waco area, Waco, we're famous for many things, but mostly good. Now it's a great place. If you're ever touring here, like people come here for their vacations sometimes. If you're ever in the area, definitely look me up. Come over, we'll jam. I have guitars, I have everything, drums. We're a family that plays music all the time, and let's jam. I've offered that to several people. I'm offering it to you. If you're ever in the area, man, look me up, for serious.
I'll do that. Thank you, Shawn. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Everything.
Is there anything that, before we have to cut, I have the free version of Zoom, so they're going to cut me off here in a minute. But is there anything I can do for you besides a free request? Is there anything that you've wanted to ask me, or whatever you can shoot?
Told me something I was going to ask you because I was wondering how did he get that good? Not the technique, of which the technique is great too, but yeah, you got perfect pitch. You don't like to hear, but
Yes.
that is amazing. That is a gift, and
It is. It's the one thing, and I'll tell you, when I was a little kid, I remember running around in a diaper, and my mom's playing the piano, and I know what all the notes are. I don't have names for them, but I was already recognizing them at that point. And again, that's not something I did. Now, that was given to me for a reason, and woe to me if I don't use it for good. But I remember it from the very beginning. We had a record player. It was in the other room, and when I wanted to learn something, I'd put on the record player, and I'd run back, and I'd write it down on a little piece of paper. And I'm a little kid, and I was doing it from then, so that was kind of a foreshadowing what I'd be doing today. As far as the technique side, I'm classically trained all the way. I'm glad I went that way. I wouldn't do it again because it's very rigorous, very difficult. I was got to the point where I was training to be part in the Van Cliburn competition in Dallas, which is the most prestigious classical piano competition in the world. And I just said, you know what, I hate this. I don't like the competition. I love music, but I don't. I'm tired of all this cutthroat competition and trying to be better than the Russians and the Chinese, and it was just really hard.
Right.
And then I kind of went to classical, but that's where the technique part comes from. So whenever I have a little something that I can tell you technique wise, that's where it's coming from. All those years of the rigorous, school of music kind of stuff.
The rest of the time I'm trying to concentrate on my music, man. And I just say, man, I'm on your site almost I mean, every day that I play music, there's not a day that I don't get on your site, probably. So every Saturday and Sunday for sure.
Wow, wow, for 15 years, about golly,
A
man.
long, long time. Yeah, yeah, long, long.
Do you play with anybody or do you just do your own thing?
Oh, what I got friends that'll come over and we'll jam. I mean, we'll probably do I'll play the piano like a minor progression, and my buddy will solo with the guitar, or we'll just jam, play guitar. I like to improvise, and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah,
But no,
yeah.
no, but I got a drum set in another room, and not a good drummer, but I play the drums a little bit.
Yeah, I was wondering where the drums were. That is amazing. Wow.
Uh,
So are you primarily a guitar, piano, or you feel like you're both? Is there one instrument that's better for you than the other?
well, definitely skill level speaking, the guitar by far,
Okay.
but piano is second for me. How beautiful the instrument is. How I love playing. Look, Jackson Brown. I'm a Jackson Brown freak.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. Oh, I hired you for Alive in the World. Thank you. And Standing in the Breach.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And Ben, you're not the only one. There's been several other people. I don't know what the reason is, but the past 18 months, people have been just Jackson Brown fanatics, and I'm getting all of these requests for them, and I'm trying to do them as fast as I can. But I've really increased the library the last 18 months. So is there something going on with Jackson Brown that's caused that, or do you have any clue there?
I have no. I don't. Haven't even thought about that. But since you asked, I think it's possible that people are so uh so let down by today's music that people are going back into this. See, I'm stuck in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
I'm stuck in the 70s and 80s, some 60s, but
yeah.
they're going back to stuff that their parents listened to because they know that was the best music in the world. That's probably has a lot to do with it.
So Ben, let me ask you this: so the kids today, I love this. Every conversation I have goes a different area, but you brought up something really interesting because there's a lot of trash today, music-wise, that's coming out. Now, there's some good stuff, but you got to hunt for it. But there's a lot of junk, and a lot of the kids are not putting up with it anymore. They're going back by choice. Okay, I'll give you an example. My son, he's 18. He's as good on guitar as I was in piano. In fact, he's me, but he's a guitar guy. And he has chosen, I didn't force this stuff down his throat, but he has chosen to go back. He played Eddie Van Halen and, Slash and Stevie Ray Vaughan, all that stuff. He has chosen to do that. He has no interest in current music, and that has been his choice. And I think you're right that, these young people, I'm encouraged that they're having a decision making there, saying, this is not any good today. I'm going to go back and listen to the good stuff.
Right, right. Amen. You're absolutely right. I really believe that. I really, I really don't think so much the internet affected music. I know it did by far, but I think the culture change affected music more than anything.
Yeah.
I think that's why we don't have good music anymore. Is
Go
our
into
culture?
that a little bit. You have some insight into this. When go into that, what you're talking about, the culture change.
Well, to be honest, first of all, I'm a Christian, and
Yeah,
I
me
think,
too. Praise the Lord. Praise Jesus.
man, Jesus, I really believe, I really believe. How we've become godless affected music. I've never heard anybody. It's only my take. I'm only giving you my opinion.
Yeah.
I believe that more so than when we started downloading and YouTube and how you can listen for free. I don't. That didn't destroy talent. That didn't
No.
destroy, that
No.
destroyed sales. But you might destroy sales of music. But why how come you don't hear good songs anymore? How come you don't hear uh, the cultural change affected the music industry?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. but that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
Yeah, I
You know,
think you're right. We can see the slide. The kids that are born today don't realize where we fell from. And my when I was born in the 70s, I mean, it had already begun to fall. But I think you're exactly right. Now, I want to ask you something else too, because you're in kind of the unique position that I'm in, because I love good music. I love rock and roll. I teach it. There are some songs I will not do if somebody requests it, just because it's blatantly satanic or something like that. But how do you deal with? Because I run into this where I'll play a song and somebody goes, "How can you do that, band? They were sleeping around and they were doing this and that. How can you play their music?" I know my answer to that, but I would like to hear your take on it first. How do you deal? Because surely you've come across that.
yes, I have. Well, keep in mind that same person that's like that goes home and turns on the TV and watches a movie.
Yeah,
So it doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
I remember back in the day when you couldn't go to a theater because it was wrong to go to a theater, but they're watching the same stuff in their house now.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. But
just ridiculous.
they like to point the finger at me sometimes and say that how can you call yourself a Christian or believer and do? And for me, it's always about the music. You know,
Right.
the lyrics. I love that I don't really never notice what the lyrics are. Because if I started some songs that I like, I may not like as much. But it's all about the music. I mean, the creativeness that was in the 60s, 70s, 80s is just incredible. And that's the part I enjoy. I could care less what the lyrics are. I enjoy the music. I love the chords. I love bands playing together. The drummer, the bassist, guitar, piano working together, working stuff out. That camaraderie and just the joy that music gives. So to me, it's all about the music, so it's like, yeah, like you said, you'll watch some movies, and just because there's one cuss word in there doesn't mean you won't watch the movie. But there are some movies I won't watch, so you have to decide, where your line is. But just because it's rock and roll doesn't make it evil. Just because it's boogie woogie doesn't make it evil. So I kind of have to walk that line sometimes times with people and try to explain that. But I just wondered, since we're kind of in the same boat.
Let the Holy Spirit direct your footsteps. That's all you need to do. You're doing the right
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Teach.
Yeah.
But you're the best piano teacher on the internet.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, I don't. It's not. It's a fact. It's not even an opinion. But
I appreciate that. Why do you
best.
say that, Ben? Because this is helping me. The main reason I'm doing this because I've never worked on the business part of this for 17 years, and I've had some business coaches look at this and say, "Hey, how are you doing this good? And you've never advertised, you've never done any business. If you would work a little bit, you might get, double or triple what you're doing." So they're like, do testimonials. And at first I was like, "Oh, that's going to be exhausting. But it's been the best thing I've ever done. I love getting to meet you guys. You're the most wonderful people I've ever come across, and I'm having a blast doing it." I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm loving this, and I love getting to meet you and see that studio, see that room like that, and hear you talk about music, hear you're a believer, and we're on the same page probably on most things. So it's kind of neat to go different directions. I can't remember where I was going with that, but
Oh, you were going to tell me you're going to do a free boogie woogie lesson one day. I'm just kidding.
all
Hey man,
right.
no, you've done some Jerry Lee Lewis. You did one in G, boogie woogie in G. The only thing, man, that I can't find a good teacher, and you would be the best teacher, of course. A good lesson on a boogie woogie piece, man.
Okay.
Uh, I can do the left hand, I can do the right hand, but putting them together, man, is a whole other ball game.
Yeah. If you'll look on the site, I've done several. The last one I did was when I wrote because there was a guy looking for a boogie woogie in G. He wanted a solo. And then he gave me this video, and I said, "You know what? This guy's pretty good, but he's got some things wrong in there. I think I could, dress it up a little bit and do better. Would you let me write one?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So that's just kind of a thing I threw together. So that was pretty good, boogie woogie in G. But if you'll do a boogie woogie search, some stuff might come up for you if you're looking for that, because I know I've done several things on the website
Love
for
boogie.
that. But yeah, I've appreciated your requests. And why would you? I know what I was getting at before. Um, yeah, I've loved talking with you guys, and I was just wondering. Uh, one of the questions I'm supposed to ask, is why you said I'm the best on the internet. I appreciate that. I love that. I never think I'm the best. You've always got to keep working. There's always room to get better. But why would you say that? What makes you?
Two or three. Why are you the best to me? First of all, you teach. You teach at a first of all, I call it, like I said, piano tablature. When you put the piano tab up there and you walk through each measure, and
Ben,
because
I
it's
want you to
so
say
easy.
real quick. I want you to say hi to my son. Come here, Evan. He's the
Evan,
guitar player we've been talking about. This is Ben. He's awesome. There you go.
great. Oh,
Right
great.
there. There he is. Just lean down.
Oh, hey, buddy, yeah,
This
your
is my
dad is.
son, Evan.
Uh,
Yes. I just wanted to say hi. Ben's awesome. He's our people. Go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
that's okay. The piano tablature, and you play through each measure, and it's so easy to see the way you do it with the board, the way you do it. So I mean, if I can learn it, Shawn, that means anybody can. You know what I'm saying? It takes me 2 hours to watch 60 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's a good one.
The way you do it is just perfect for me, and I don't see how anybody cannot learn that way. And you're patient with it. Uh, you do it to where anybody can get it. So many people on the internet will do it too fast, or they'll skip a measure or two, or they won't explain it. They won't explain it. But like I said, the board you put up, and the fact that you go through the entire song, uh, that anybody's level can learn from you. Keep in mind, I was an absolute beginner when I started with you.
Oh, really? I was going to ask that. You were an absolute beginner on piano. Okay.
I might could have played. I mean, I could probably play some chords, but
Yeah.
playing songs now with the piano, I don't improvise like I do with the guitar. I
Yeah.
I only learn songs, and 90% of what I do is off of your site.
Okay. Oh, wow.
95% probably.
That's awesome.
95, and
I'm going to give
all
credit.
kinds of stuff.
I'm going to give credit well, I'm going to give credit first to all the students that I taught for 20 years before I ever did the online thing, because they taught me. I was a terrible teacher at first, but they taught me what I needed to do, what I would be doing in these lessons. You know how God will prepare steps and all of that. Well, he was training me all those 20 years for what I'd be doing now, so that I'm getting the one-on-one with people. Because if you don't sit side by side with someone, you don't know what the general person is going to believe. You can't guess that. No one can do that. But having that experience with little kids, adults, older people, teaching everyone lessons, learning what music they like, what music they don't like, everyone tends to need kind of the same things when they're playing. And I would have never guessed that on my own had I not had all those years of 50 students a week for 20 years. So I like to thank all those people wherever they are out there. And then thank you guys, because that's what's made the library on Web Piano Teachers so great, is because you guys have built the library. I haven't. I didn't choose the songs. You guys did. You guys have educated me on what good music is, and you all tend to like kind of the same thing. So if I do one song and I say, who's going to like that? There's like 5 or 10 people that go, oh, you finally did that. Can't believe you put that up. So you guys have built the library. So I appreciate you guys for that too. And you've done quite a few requests, Ben. So you've helped that out too. And you helped me pay the bills. So it's always appreciated.
Thank you. You've been an inspiration, and people think I'm a piano player, but I mean, you are the piano. When people don't do it at all, they think you're good when you get to a certain level. Like, I mean, at your level, you are good, but at my level, I can fool people. You know what I'm saying? I can fool people.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'll tell you something that people are always interested in. If God gives you something, you can't really brag about that because it's just a gift. If you work on something, yeah, you can brag a little bit and say, yeah, I worked hard, I did that. But he gave me a gift that some people call it perfect pitch. I hate that term because it's not perfect, but it's just, I can sit down and I hear something and I immediately know what all the notes are. Guitar, piano, whatever it is, I just know somehow. It's in, and I can't explain it, whatever. So I'll sit down and write all the notes in, and then I have to go actually learn it. So I have to learn. Just because I heard it doesn't mean I can play it. I have to go learn it like you guys do, and prepare for the videos. But that one gift that I've been given from God is what allows me to do this. If I didn't have that, I couldn't do any of this. So I'm thankful to him for that. Thankful to you guys for the library. And you said that you like the tablature that I do. Do you read music at all? Have you ever had any background in learning to read traditional music notation?
Yes and no. I went to GIT in Hollywood, California back in 1990 for guitar. I know music theory, not perfectly, but I know music theory. I can read music, but I read a measure at a time. If you didn't have it on your site, I could figure out a simple song easily because I can read a chart. First of all, I can read a chart.
Yeah.
Second of all, I know what the notes are, but can I sit there and play while I'm reading? No, but yeah, I can read music. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you could do it if you had to.
Yeah.
So when you first sat down and you saw my stuff, was it something that immediately clicked, or did you have to? Did it take some time for you to figure it out?
No, maybe because I'm a tablature reader with guitar.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, I don't remember struggling with you at all. The way you put it at your board, I've never. Now I might struggle to play it physically,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah. Hey, we all do.
I do not struggle reading it. It is like it's like reading a book.
Yeah,
It's
your mind is just wired differently, Ben. I mean, all these people I'm talking to, and you included, are highly intelligent guys. You're smart. You're outside the box thinkers. You're humble, but you get stuff done. You can figure out problems. You're problem solvers. You're just people that it just music reading hasn't really worked for you, but this works. It's sometimes it's just a different way to do it is what helps people. So I'm finding that people that try to read music and have trouble with that, a lot of times it's because their ear is so good that that's what they use, and their ear gets so much better, and you're listening, you're memorizing instead of reading, because that's what you do well. Someone else, on the other hand, not much musical talent, they have to become readers, and they get good at it because that's the only way they could do it. So you get better and better, your ear is better, and then your playing level gets farther apart from your sight reading level, and then it's just, it's struggle. And that happened to me. I was a terrible reader for many years. Still not that great. So I'm glad to help you guys who just need a different way to do it.